Hi, good evening, and welcome to Venefica's Occult Findings number 7. So, I've gotten some new books lately, and a few items that aren't books, so I wanted to show them off. I hope I haven't shown any of these before, I don't think so, but I got a few just around the time I did the last video, but I don't think I included them in the last one, so yeah. If you see anything that I've shown before, just ignore it. So let's get on to the goodies. I have gotten Spells for the Solitary Witch by Eileen Holland. I really like spell books. Now, like I said before, I think it's more powerful to use spells that you've written yourself. But I think that you can get a lot of inspiration from store-bought spell books. And I also think that sometimes they're just well made and they work, and it's very practical, and I'm all about practicality in your craft. And I've gotten A Witch's Book of Answers by Eileen Holland and Cerelia, and both of these books are from Vaser. And this is a nice thick book. I like thick books. Unfortunately, this one has a little bit of, I think it's water damage there, but otherwise the book is in very good condition, and I got it pretty cheaply used, which is always good. I like cheap. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust the camera here a bit. Yes, moving on. I've gotten this little book, The Goddess. This was a freebie that came with Witch's Book of Spells I showed you now, and this is from Hodder Mobius. It was just this little book with information on the goddess, and I think this is a very nice freebie. And I have gotten Å stoppe blod, to stop blood. This is a book about using magic to stop blood in Norwegian folk magic, and I think quite a few other types of folk magic too. There are a lot of focus on people who have the ability to read over wounds to stop blood. Usually then they would be reading Bible verses and sometimes spells. Usually these spells are very Christian in nature. But yeah, this is a book about it. I think it's a very interesting topic, especially since some of the first spells I ever learned were reading spells to stop blood. I think this is a Norwegian book. The name of the author is Annie Margaret Henriksen. But let me just see if it's a translated one. I don't think it is. Yeah, this is a Norwegian one. And Kaplan Dam is the publisher. So yeah, Norwegian book there. And I have gotten Tarot Spreads, Layouts and Techniques to Empower Your Readings by Barbara Moore. And this book is from Llewellyn. Like I said, I love spell books. I also love books on tarot layouts. I think that a layout can really completely change the way you use the cards. And I think it's fun just to make them yourself, but I also think it's very practical to use pre-made ones. So yeah, that's also kind of types of books that I really like getting. And let me see, what else do I got here? I've got Navigating the Out-of-Body Experience, Radical New Techniques by Graham Nichols. I really like the way this book looks. It's very classy, very simple, with this white, with just this spiral design, and I'm not sure if it will pick up on the camera, but these letters are metallic. I really love that. Cover And I'm always been very interested in out-of-body experiences and so on. So I find this book very interesting. And like I said, this is from Levelle. And a few things that aren't books. I'll get back to more books later. I've gotten this Ravenscroft Moon. Now, this is a hair stick. You weave it into your hair. So, for me, it also have two sides. For me, this little goodie is dual purpose. It's a great way to hold my hair out of the way, so I really like it for that. It's a nice piece of hair jewelry. But I also think that it can be a very nice altar piece if you put it on the altar like an altar tile for moon magic and the like. So I'm very glad I got this. And this is the 4-inch version. This is bought from a seller on Etsy, or rather I bought it from someone who bought it on Etsy. And the seller's name is Ravenscroft, and I recommend checking out her shop. So yeah, this, like I said, is the 4-inch version, and I'm very glad I got this because she has 3-inch versions as well, and I just can't make that fit. I have too much hair for that. Let me see what else I've gotten. I've gotten this hair stick as well. It is a witch's broom. I think that's very cute to have in my hair. So yeah, perhaps not the most witchy of items, but a little bit witchy, so I'll mention it anyway. Okay, back to books. I have gotten A Witch's Guide to Psychic Healing, Applying Traditional Therapies, Rituals and Systems by Gawain and Yvonne Frost. And this is also from Weiser. So I like the idea of combining typical witchcraft with healing techniques, because I'm interested in both disciplines. So yeah, I haven't read this book yet, but I'm really looking forward to. And I have gotten this book. It is Theta Healing by Vianna Stibal. I think that's how her name is pronounced. Now, this is a Norwegian translation of an American book. Or is it English? I think it's American. Let me just check what the original title is. It is... oh, it's just the same. The original title is Theta Healing. But I think that the American version is softcover, not hardcover. But I'm not sure. Yeah, basically this is an energy healing system, which is quite interesting. It also ties a little bit into the sciencey New Age thing that I have been interested in lately, with, for example, various forms of organ and the like. So it's a little bit in that genre of stuff. Yes, and I've gotten a book here, Magic Words, a Dictionary by Craig Hunley. And this is from Weiser Books. Oh yeah, and the Theta Healing one is from Kaplan Dam. They publish a lot of New Age and occult books in Norway. Well, this is from Weiser, yes. I'm planning on doing a full review of this at some point. Just very useful. It's just full of all sorts of magical phrases used both in fiction and in real life occult history. And I think this could be very useful when constructing one's own spells, as well as for learning the history of some of these phrases. And I've gotten this. This was a bonus with some book I bought. It's hand listening in box, or hand reading in a box, and it's just this little box, and in here we have a book with some what the various lines means, and also a kit to get an imprint of the hand on paper. So I haven't opened this yet. I don't really fancy the taking an imprint of the hand on paper. I prefer to read the hand because for me, when I do any sort of psychic work, it is more important for me the energy connection with the one I'm reading for than the lines themselves. So I think that it will just be disturbing for me disturbing for my energies and my the way my psychic abilities work to read from lines on a paper, but I think that little handbook might be useful. And I wonder what my camera is doing with going darker and lighter like that. I guess that I apologize. The camera on my computer, the web camera I use to film this, is not the best quality. So yeah, moving on. I've gotten a multi-dimensional Wicca Bible, The Witch's Craft by Bruce K. Wilborn, and this is from SP Books. Big pink book. So this is another beginner's guide, but I like reading beginner's guides because there's usually a lot of information and the author of the put a lot of their personal system into it. So while I know the basics, I think that anyone can benefit from reading these guides anyway, because you learn the various authors' personal take on the same sort of knowledge base. So yeah. And I've gotten 2 books from a series here. It is Mastering the Art of Ritual Magic, Volume 1 Foundation by Father Barabbas, and Mastering the Art of Ritual Magic, Volume 2 Grimoire by Father Barabbas. Both of these are from... I am not sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that. Magalita Book Publication. Yeah. There are a 3rd book in the series, and I am planning on picking that up as well. So it's a bit about traditional ritual magic, but the main point of that series is creating your own system, taking traditional viewpoints, traditional knowledge, and using that to craft your own system, which I find very interesting. And I have gotten this little book, The Wazer Field Guide to Vampires, Legend, Practices and Encounters, Old and New by G.M. Dixon. And this is from Wazer Books. Now this is just one of those little handbook size books. They remind me of those type of guides to, like, tourist guide of Rome and such thing that I have in bookstores. And this have everything from well-known fictional figures to historical vampire lore to things about living vampires and vampires in the occult. So it's a bit... as you see, it's not the biggest book in the world, and it covers a lot of ground, so it's not that deep, but it's a nice little guide nonetheless. And lastly, I have this behemoth of a book, Homeopathy by Andrew Lockie. So yeah, this is a book that you can murder a man with. Literally. My mother has this book. She is alternative therapist, and I wanted it so long, and I found it cheap, so I'm very happy about that. This is another book translated into Norwegian, and it is from Dam as well. Let me find out what its original English title was. It's not easy to flip through this while having my computer on my lap. Let me see. The original title was Encyclopedia of Homeopathy. So yeah, I really recommend this book. It has both common and uncommon homeopathic cures and how the various plants are used. So it is a very good encyclopedia, and it was also a good way to learn the basics of homeopathy. So yeah, that is my new books. I hope you enjoyed this video, and since I think my camera is about to give out on me here, it looks like it's dying, so I'm gonna say goodbye and blessed be.